Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very, very special episode of the High Soapbox, where I am joined by two of some of my favorite people on the fucking planet. I am joined by Mr. No.2, Brian Ortega himself. I has been probably a year, about 2 years since year and a half, 2 years since I last had you on. And a lot has happened, none of which these people will know, because it's not their place. And the quintessential friend of the show, Miss Madam Mariah herself.
Yeah.
I want to know this, and this is going to be the first kind of question I want to ask you guys. Tell me why me, the Republican-looking, corny herb that doesn't do anything fun other than talk shit and play video games. Tell me how you guys, I'm like you, your guy, both of you guys for different reasons. Tell me why I'm like your favorite people, like your favorite person. Like I'm the favorite person of two, like overly working, stoner fuckboys.
Retired fuckboy. Okay.
Retired fuck boys, okay?
Retired fuckboys, yes, it's true.
But
you
you
are both in
why?
committed long-term relationships.
Let me, I hope, because I haven't been on this podcast for a minute.
Because I need to know, because we were at Sweet Charlie's, the new ice cream place that opened up around the corner from here.
Oh, bro. Yo, if you're local, please check out that place.
If you live anywhere near Wilmington, Delaware, in the 19806, please go check them out. They're fantastic. But that place is entirely fronted by pretty women. 3 of them, and one of the ones that was outside, every woman in there was looking at you, or at least passing looks. In fact, there was a woman who was outside on a fucking date.
Yeah, listen to this.
And she gave him she gave you the I want you to fuck me eyes. And this man had the nerve to go out and give her his phone number. Not even because he was going to talk to her.
Oh, no, hold on. It wasn't a phone number. She looked at my milkshake, right? And she looked up at me. So, I kind of knew she was interested in the milkshake. So, I pulled off the receipt on the milkshake that said exactly what I got. And I just walked over and gave it to the couple. I wasn't trying to gain anybody's number. I wasn't trying to take her home. I'm not like that.
You cocksucker. You did not correct me when I asked if that's
I didn't know that's what you thought.
Oh my god.
As a response to your initial question why me and the lovely Mariah find Evan Haggard you to be so interesting, it's because you say real shit. You're a real motherfucker. And truth. I hope this isn't a podcast where I have to censor myself, because I will not.
You don't.
But, Evan, since day one, I think I met you sometime around 2012, 2013, maybe even 2011.
2014, I think it is.
Maybe even earlier than that.
Yeah.
But I met you sometime around my 7th grade year. Since day one, I can confidently say there's nobody on this earth who has been realer with me than you.
I don't think that's necessarily a compliment either.
No, I would definitely agree, and I think that's one of the things that Evan has experienced that not a lot of people have, as far as my life and I'm concerned, is my different transitions. We were just talking about that. Every year, I feel like I evolve and I progress into something.
You do evolve quicker than most people do.
Yeah, and I keep it. You know what I mean? It doesn't drop down.
You came out to me.
Yeah, it's always evolution, right?
You were still dating some poor bastard in Philly at the time when we met.
He still hits me up. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Oh, also I gotta show you guys this very disturbing text I got this morning. But yeah, so Evan has always been that constant.
This was a genuine question. I was not asking you guys to gas me up.
I'm
tearing up a little bit.
It's absolutely the truth. And no matter, and same thing with Brian. No matter what my choices were, I always had him in my ear. We would always call him, my moral compass, and it's true. You know what I mean? Because as righteous as I may feel at times, different perspectives and points of views and just viewpoints they're essential. You know what I mean? You need that person that's gonna check you and stuff like that. And Evan's definitely that. And not only it's always some shit. There's always something going on. Going out in public with this dude is some shit is always gonna happen. He's gonna talk to somebody. I remember this one time we were in the fucking Concord Mall and this child was running away from like her parent. And, like, Evan's white ass goes and starts chasing this child in the mall. And I think she was, like, of a different race. And I'm like, oh, my God, Evan, stop chasing this kid.
I remember this. Please. It was a little white girl.
Yeah, I'm like, please stop chasing. Of course, he looks creepy as hell chasing this kid, this poor child. And I'm like, God, like, they're going to kick us out the mall.
And yet the grandma who has a freaking cane is, like, saunters up and is so damn thankful.
Well, I also want to...
To be fair, I did not pick up the child. I stopped it and, like, ushered it back.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that.
Evan is definitely not a pedophile. Let's make sure that's a message.
Nah, yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Papa.
No, you good.
But, what's it called? I also want to speak on...
God, people are going to think I'm a pedophile now.
No, but I also want to speak on something because Mariah said a very true point that Evan is good for progression. He's also extremely good for moments of regression. There was a hard year last year that I personally went through, and we don't have to go into details, but it was a moment of time in which I call a regression. And Evan was doing his best, the very best he could do, to be there for me, even when he knew he probably shouldn't be. He was the only person who opened his door to me. He was the only person who took me in. And for that's something that you don't get taught. That's something that you only learn through interaction and being a good person.
My parents didn't even want me to do it.
Yep.
And even though it was the only option that I was able to, that I had open to me, I didn't appreciate it. I was still acting like an idiot. And Evan had to do what Evan had to do. And there's another point here I want to make. Evan will never steer you wrong, but he's also a person who will make sure he knows the difference between a good friend and a person who is beyond help at that point. And that's really something that most people don't have today.
I'm a little overwhelmed. You fucks. I will say this. There is one trait that both of you share as well on top of everything else. Y'all don't fucking listen to me until you hit rock bottom. I distinctly... You already said out your piece, and I distinctly remember almost crying to you when we were driving to see Bree at the mall, saying... You were saying some dumb shit like, I know I'm gonna die young, and you were saying like, oh, it's because I'm on the road all the time. It's like the more statistics, like no, I'm like no, that's not why I'm worried you're gonna die. I'm worried one of these crazy ass heifers you keep doing wrong, it's gonna kill you. And like fuckboy Mariah is somebody that I loved and I cared about and I cherished and it was fun. It was fun. But it was stressful for me because because it's like I'm looking at all this shit and I see a woman in Bree that will like be everything you deserve and more. You know, and I just remember that day so vividly because like she walks out with like sun rays and shit behind her, and I knew it was at that fucking point that you heard me for the first time about this shit. Oh man, and I don't need to go back into you anymore because you already done that enough today.
Yeah, I think my point is
your
at this point.
Oh god, I'm overwhelmed. You guys didn't have to gas me up like that.
Hey man, don't pose a question you want the answer to.
Sure. I was thought it was gonna be funny. I thought you guys were gonna roast the fuck out of me.
Nah, we'll save that for the next one.
Oh god.
Right.
So
that deserves its own little short of its own. All right, we'll make that an hour long cast if you want. That's
warming, guys. But moving on to like actual topics and stuff. So, what do you guys think of Delaware legalizing weed soon?
So, quick question as a
yes.
clarification.
Mm-hmm.
They already decriminalized it for medical use and overall.
Correct. Within the city of Wilmington, the worst that you.
They're not making it yet.
But the worst that a cop can do is throw it away, throw your weed away. They can't do anything else more than that.
Well, here's my question: can they give you a disorderly conduct charge for having marijuana?
No, but if you're acting disorderly, they certainly can.
Meaning
Well,
they can.
they
if
can
they
make
want
the argument.
to.
Okay.
They can if they want.
Because I'll give you a perfect example.
It's different.
I was driving through Pennsylvania. I wasn't high at the time, but my friend did have a grinder of weed inside of my car. We get pulled over because my car is not a good car for hills, and we're over in Kennett Square where there's a fuck ton of hills. And
You're dying.
the cop pulls up behind me. We're both at a red light. My car starts inching backwards towards his car. I don't end up hitting him, but I had to act a little irrational to finally make it up this hill. Meaning, if I didn't slam on the fucking gas, I was going to hit this cop.
Right.
So, that was already mad suspect to him. And he pulls me over, asks me and my friend whose weed it is. We both say it's his, but because it's in my car, I still get a $500 fine.
Wow.
Nothing to do with traffic, nothing to do with, like, it's not a felony or anything like that. Court summon case, shut and close, $500. Just because we had a grinder of weed.
Wow.
So, just because it's decriminalized
Doesn't mean it's legal.
does not mean
but
it's legal and does not mean you'll get scot-free.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Vehicular laws are different though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
that,
I kind of.
shit, they don't.
Well,
Here's the thing. The reason
to throw, really quick,
You go ahead,
to
my
throw
bad.
a monkey wrench into the argument, though, if in New York, if somebody is not seen actually smoking marijuana, and if the smell of marijuana is not extremely loud, meaning you didn't smoke within the past 2 hours, you are not going to be stopped by the cops because they cannot pull you over unless they see it.
I saw that. I think I was telling you about the laws in Jersey and in New York now that it's
So
legalized.
If they adopt that policy, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So here's why I brought this up. Delaware 5 years ago had legalization come across the state legislature. Delaware always has a Democratic majority, but guess what? Corporatists didn't want it.
Yep, I was about to say.
And now Delaware's going to rush a bill through because they realize, oh, New Jersey has it, PA is doing it, New York is doing it. Like, all the places where all the weed smokers are who would have come to fucking Delaware to get their product are gone.
Well,
So now they're trying to. So now because Delaware legislature is incompetent, they're going to play catch up. So it's like I wonder, like, with the legalization looming around the corner, do you think, what kind of bill do you guys think we're going to get? Do you think we're going to get one along Colorado lines where there's a lot of leeway and room for small business to grow, or are we going to get one on California lines where it's very corporatist, very it's basically removing this industry from the hands of people who have been running it for years and putting it into the hands of people who have no connection to it? Because here's everybody I know that in a state that has legal weed still buys friend prices still buys weed from friends because friend prices are still much cheaper than
anything.
Right.
That you
Right. Like, it's like if they legalized all drugs, weed would still have an illegal market because it's so much easier to
do yourself.
Correct. So, like, if cocaine was legalized, like, companies would have an easier time because it's cheaper. It would make it cheaper, safer, and more consistently compared to illegal counterparts. Weed, by contrast, like, you just need soil and water, and you can grow the shit. Not really, but in general, you can grow the plant.
Well, here's an interesting fact. I believe it's up to 4 plants, but any private citizen over the age of 21 is allowed to grow up to 4 plants as long as they own the residency. Meaning you can't grow it in an apartment building, but as long as you own proper land, like some form of garden on your back porch.
But you have to own the garden itself.
But you have to own the actual land. And it can't be...
Still keeping it out of the hands of people.
So,
that's the evil fucking loophole there.
So, the argument here I'm trying to say, though, is if Delaware comes across a bill that is for private citizen homegrown weed, I don't understand why Delaware Republicans do not make the argument that we should tax said thing. Now, some might make the argument that takes away from small business owners because if something is extremely taxed, then it takes away from a part of their initial startup costs because they don't want to get into that system.
A tax hurts. A tax
But
to a small business is the difference between paying your bills or not. A tax to a corporation is a business expense.
But let's be fair here. If that's the difference between legal recreational use in Delaware, and if it's not, I believe the Delaware Democrats should agree with a bill along that line. Just because it takes away access does not mean it's necessarily unfair. I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. I don't understand why Republican states aren't trying to adopt these types of laws into their states because it would create so much more money, especially for things like rehab and the police. Which, I mean, if we're really going to talk about something, why not use weed taxes to better train our police officers, or better train the system of social workers, or better train the system of social security, make sure rehab is better, things like that.
Or even divide the police force into a larger sector, which is unarmed police officers who do general patrol during the day and stuff like that, and then you have armed police officers who are for dangerous situations and in certain areas at night where they could be at risk. But
yeah, man. I mean, I don't understand why they aren't being a little more apparent.
Because they're old and stupid.
No, I know. And they have the philosophy that nothing good comes from weed, but...
So moving on to a separate topic. And I'm sure you guys have much more interesting stories for it than I do. So, question. What is at what point in your in your relationship with your crazy ex did you know at what point, what was the moment you realized I need to get the fuck out? So for me, like, I actually don't necessarily have anything like that because I don't put my dick in crazy. But I know that you two might have better stories than I will.
Yeah.
As Brian wiles out and passes the blunt to Mariah so she can take a gigantic hit.
Ooh, I had to leave the room for that one. Okay, straight to the neck, huh? Let's do it. Okay.
If you guys are gonna make me tear up on my own fucking podcast, I'm gonna come for your damn jugular.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. So I guess I'll take the helm on this one. Okay, so this is a story about two strangers.
I thought you were about to say two strippers, and I was about to say, damn, we just went off. This is a story about two strippers. All right, no, go ahead.
This is about two strangers who fall in love. So one day, boy meets girl in high school. Girl randomly transfers to boy's school. Finds out that girl is involved with the play, involved with the musical, mad involved in the arts. Boy is trying to go to college for the arts. Seems like a pretty fair concept so far.
I know who you're talking about.
Transform, fast forward about 4 months. Girl meets boy aside from the original boy in the story. Meets him through a play. Shit happens. It's okay. Boy from
It's our homie, by the way.
Boy.
Talk about the dramas, okay?
Boy is originally in girls' drama class. She still has the boyfriend from the play. They're not the same kid. I'm the kid in the drama class. So, as...
Oh God, you're talking about... Oh no, you started... Oh, you knew it was bad when it... Oh, you knew it was bad when it started. Oh,
so,
God.
Fast forward another 2 months. It's Valentine's Day. Boy in drama class is now doing a scene with a girl in drama class. Still has the same boyfriend, by the way. And finds out that boy and girl are having problems. So, as they're doing their scene, for whatever reason, they catch each other's eye. They get off of the stage. They start talking some more. Boy asks girl to drive her home. She says, yeah, why not? I don't see any problem with that. In case people don't know me personally, I had to leave for California in the summer of 2018. February 2018, I meet this girl and we fall in love. I steal her from her boyfriend. That should have been the sign, bro.
Right.
For all the boys out there that do not know, that's the sign. Any girls out there too, if he leaves his girl for you, he will leave you too. There's no question about it. So, but
you lose them how you get them.
how did I know that she was crazy? I find out that day in, day out, while I'm going to college about a year after, that she's starting to talk to my friend. I'm like, okay, that's cool. We're in an open relationship. That shit makes sense. There's no problem for that. Except she wants to add the rule. You can't have sex with your friends. Okay, that makes sense. It's not something I'm going to argue. She was just saying it so I didn't have sex with close people out in California. I get that. That's a totally understandable position. However, for whatever reason, that rule didn't apply to her. And she turns around and fucks one of my best friends. So, like I said, bro, you lose them how you get them, and you gotta stay away from the ones that leave who they're with for you. Maybe not funny, but true. True.
And I was there. I was there for the entire. Oh, God.
Oh, I could get the funny version too, but I'll let Mariah go.
Yeah, no, that's
Are you gonna go for the
exactly.
one? Are you gonna go for the one that wanted to kill you, or the one that was gonna kill herself?
That turns out to be like all of them eventually. Like the more you get to know them.
Thank God I didn't get to that point, because I think I would have killed the bitches first. Fuck them.
Yo, it was wild. It was wild, and I don't know. The craziest one would, of course, have to be like the last one. I think that's definitely the most memorable one.
It's the one that hurts the most, bro.
Kinda. They all kind of hurt. You know what I mean? Because even because for me, I feel like, you know, I look at the things that I do, and I feel like I could have handled situations better. You know what I mean? They didn't have to escalate to what they did. So it hurts me that I could have stopped a lot of things, you know, but.
And I did tell you a couple times.
Yeah, but that's what everything. Yeah. Like when shit escalates in our lives, like there's plenty of points where we could have just pulled the plug. You know what I mean? But there's something, you know, there's something in you. There's a lesson that needs to be learned there, and it's gonna keep persisting.
Yeah. So, do you have a general story, or you want to plead the fifth?
I mean,
you don't know these people anything.
I mean, it's not about that. It's about if I'll tell the story in a very, you know, vague way, and the only thing I would say is you don't say anything afterwards. I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about you.
I'm not going to identify anybody. Don't worry. I didn't identify anything with that.
All right.
I mean, motherfuckers who listen to you, I don't think know me, so.
Yeah.
Nothing against the people who listen.
Right.
Love y'all.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I don't think we're friends yet. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah. All right. So.
What I do know is that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
All right. So, I was at my godkid's house, and their mom, like me and my godkid's mom, were like this, right? Not so much now, but like, you know, I know I could always go to her if I needed anything, you know. When I was like hopping around like house to house and shit, like hers was one of those houses, you know what I mean? So it was always like, you know, place to lay. And I had at the time my ex. So I say my ex but we were still like fucking around. Like I was doing some fuck shit. Like I was kind of like if I'm being honest, I was dragging like her along, right? And it was wrong to do. But needless to say, so we were still messing around, but everybody is single, right? And this while this is happening.
Okay, so nobody's getting like
yeah.
Hurt. I got you.
Nah, but the way that things were set up, it was like, and here's the thing, like it wasn't like a false lead on, like it's not like I was leading her on and not expecting to like get back with her, because I did have expectations. At one point, I thought that she was like the one. That's why we got to this point, because I was like, damn, like I really feel like you're the one. But I
remember when.
Yeah. So like I wanted it, but obviously I didn't want it, because if I wanted it, I wouldn't have dragged her along. So we're there, and we're just like laying in the bed chilling, all three of us, and it's about time that I'm about to leave and stuff like that, and my ex kind of like flipped on me, and she was like, you're leaving now, and like you haven't even like spent any time with me, like you haven't you haven't like paid attention to me or anything, right?
I got a real quick question.
All right, go ahead.
My fault.
No, you're good.
Did she know about you leaving before?
Me leaving,
like however you mean you left, did she know what was going on?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was very right. It was very apparent that I was single and she was single, right? So but I wouldn't have been able to have her at the place that I had her, how close to me, if she didn't know there was a possibility. Like if the fact that I told her that there was a possibility that we would get back together, that's when like we got you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
It could have been, like I said, it could have been prevented. But anyways, she gets up and she's like, what? All right, so what really happened when all three of us was laying there? She was like touching on me and stuff, like trying to do the most, and I wasn't trying to like do all that with, I was just chilling, but like I had her like under my arms, like we're chilling like the whole time she was there. And so when I got up to leave, she kind of flipped out, and she blocked the door, and I was like, watch out, you know what I mean? And she's like no, and she's yelling at me. And at this point, my god sister, well, I don't know what to call her. My god kid's mom.
Your sister from another mister, I guess.
Yeah, my god kid's mom was outside smoking, like with the neighbor across the way, right? And my god kids were just out in the wherever the hell they were, but they were inside.
Free roaming, yeah.
Yeah. And this girl starts yelling and screaming, and I'm thinking about the kids. Because
like, yo, you can't.
You can't.
Not here, bro. Not here. You
that's
can't.
My only. That's always been like my rule. Like as far as the way I interact with people and stuff, like I'm very protective of like the energy that is around them. You know what I mean?
When it's kids, it's just like the mad innocent. You're like, I'm not trying to fuck that up.
And they've already experienced. No, here's the thing. They've already experienced so much. Every kid doesn't have like a great upbringing. There's always trauma, and I don't want to add to it. I don't want to be this trauma, Exactly. And so I told her like, yo, like move. I'm not doing this with you right now. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I have to go right now. Like, I don't care. What do you want me to say? Like, no. And so I'm trying to get out the door, and she's, like I said, blocking, and I'm like, yo, move. Right? And she's like, she said something, and then she's like, hit me, right? She's like, hit me. And I'm like, what? And she starts screaming it some more, like, hit me, fucking hit me, da da da. And now I'm thinking, like, these fucking kids, like, I'm not gonna fucking hit you. I'm not gonna hit you for countless reasons. One, like, I care about you. I love you. I care about you. Two, if I hit you, I'm not going to stop. Like, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Like, I'm gonna dog your shit. So,
no,
I'm not. Yes, you don't want to. You don't want to do that.
I want to say for the record that, like, I'm like, I don't think I think Mariah would kick my ass in a fight 110%. I would not. I would have a chance in hell.
Yeah. So it was it. I didn't want to put my hands and on top of the fact, legal reasons. You know what I mean?
You don't want her to be like, "Yo, she hit me."
Legal reasons
I'm
for
good,
what?
bro.
Like, why am I gonna put my
Miss me with that.
my money? Like,
Miss me.
so now I'm like, the most that I did was like I pulled her arm, like I pulled her, and she came and she even went back. So once that, because I knew anything outside of that, it was gonna be a problem. And so my god kids, they live like kind of like on the second floor a little bit, like it's raised a little bit. Actually, yeah, technically the second floor because there's a laundry in the basement.
I got you.
So I'm looking at my only escape, the window, and there's a fucking AC unit in there, and I'm thinking because I started calling like the mom like outside. I started calling, she wasn't picking up. So I'm thinking like, damn, now I'm about to have to like push her motherfucking AC out the window to get out this motherfucking house because this bitch is wilding. Like this, like it was wild. So before any ACs were damaged, she changed her mind. She let me out, and I did right. So mind you, God Kid's mom, she's very good friends with both of us. And they kind of started their own like relationship and stuff. So and so I go out there to her and I'm like, yo, like you gotta get your friend. You feel me? Like you gotta get your friend because like, and she's like, what? Like, because when she left us, everybody was laying on the bed. Everybody was cool. Everybody's chilling. So I'm coming out here telling her like, yo, like, go get her.
Shit's heated.
Exactly. So I tell her everything. I even tell her the fact that she's yelling in front of these kids. You know what I mean? And that's when she was like, yeah, nah, that's not acceptable. Like you know what I mean? Because that's her.
No, I got
nobody wants any type of negativity around their children and stuff. And I told her, I was just like, yeah, if this thing's gonna work, you gotta tell me when she's here, so I won't be like, I don't want any.
This don't happen again.
I don't want any. Yeah. That was the last time that I like talked to her. That was the last time. I never ever talked to her after that.
I just want to state for the record that this has been like, it's very rare there's a podcast where I get good such good vibes about. On top of being a podcast where I don't have to do any work at all. It's been tremendous.
Yeah, man.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the shout out section real quick. I'll do it one real quick and show you guys how to do it. Shout out yourselves. Shout out people you want to support, all that stuff. Shout out to my buddy Anthony Lopez, the Solar Sonic 21 YouTube channel. Go support him. We're into the show. Go check out our Redbubble store at HIMRK at bit.ly/HIMRKT. We just released a couple new pieces, including a psychedelic piece for 420 this past week. Please go check that out. Brian, you want to shout anybody out? Actually, Mariah, you had more people. Mariah, you go first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't actually have anybody. I'm not on no socials right now, so shout out to my girlfriend.
Yeah, Bree's the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first and foremost, let me promote myself. No.2 _ Brian on Instagram.
No.2 Brian, no _ on TikTok. He just started that.
Yeah, that was just created. I'm going to be posting a lot of content just to release related to what I want to talk about, kind of social issues, my kind of stance on different kind of things. Might be starting my own podcast soon, but we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
I want to shout out, let's see, why not? I'm not going to do socials for anybody, but I want to appreciate and shout out my friend Manny, my friend Alex, and my friend Janelli. I really love y'all. And yeah, that's about it for right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the High Soapbox. Brian, Mariah, thank you guys so much for coming on, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Later!